What's going on, my fellow residents? It's me, TheFrozenCavern, and today I have a video that is a surprise to pretty much everyone because I haven't told anyone about this, but it's pretty much going to be my 300 subscriber special, as you can probably see in the title. But from a lot of friends that I've made over the internet, they have told me that I have great commentary, and some of you guys have also told me that I have some relatively good commentary compared to some other people. And I do explain in some Let's Play videos like few aspects about how to actually do commentary or just get away with doing it, but I guess for a 300 subscriber special, or a subscriber special in general, since I haven't done one, I'm going to explain how I make my commentary so good. Now, number one, and this is probably one of the most important things to even doing a commentary, is to just keep talking. Try to start a conversation about something. Just try your best to talk in general. Now, this might be a little bit difficult to do if you're by yourself like I am for the commentaries, because a group like, say, the Super Gaming Brothers, who are usually at least 2 people, or a group of 3 people, or maybe even 4 people, it's easier to have a conversation because you actually do have someone physically there. So if you're trying to do this and you're by yourself, basically just try to imagine that either A, you're talking to an audience, or B, you're trying to talk to basically just someone who's sitting beside you, like letting them know like a lot of information and how to basically make comparisons to other games that they might have played or something like that. Because one thing that I always hated doing when I first started doing YouTube and all the commentaries for my Let's Plays and all that, is that I always hated just not talking. I would always have to try and find some reason to talk, even if it's literally just what I'm doing in the game. And I still do that to this very day. And the reason why I hate doing that is because if you're not going to talk in a commentary video, then you might as well just be doing a walkthrough video that doesn't have commentary in it. Now, granted, that's not bad either, but that's not what you're going for. You're going for commentary. You're going for things that you're talking over. So if you don't talk in the video and you have commentary like in the title or something like that, then that's kind of misleading. Now, some of you might be saying that it is difficult to try and do commentary while you're playing a game, and I'm not going to be the first to say that it's easy. It's not easy. It's actually pretty difficult because half of your brain is trying to focus on the game while the other half is focusing on doing commentary. So either you're going to have really good commentary or really good gameplay. Most people can't really get that good balance of both. And by the way, if you ever see someone who's good at playing video games while talking, never ever play them in like a fighting game or something like that. Because like I said, half of your brain is focused on commentating, half of your brain is focused on fighting. If they're able to do both just fine, imagine having to fight them with just focus, no talking or anything like that. You will probably get destroyed. But anyways, some of you might be wondering, like, what am I supposed to talk about when I'm doing commentary for games? This is why you do research about the game, about the series, and about other games just in general, or any news that is currently happening. Because there are a lot of topics that you could actually bring up when it comes to gaming. You can bring up how a character works in a video game. You could talk about how you feel about a certain track. You can talk about maybe the voice actor or voice actress and their roles in like other like media, if they actually do have other roles. You can talk about how much you like or dislike a particular section. You can bring genuine facts or genuine emotions when you're talking about just anything in general, but you can also do it for gaming specifically. But one thing that's very, very important, I've probably said that for everything so far, but one thing that's very, very important is that you have to make sure that you're able to get the point across. Because that's pretty much the point of communication in general, is to get a point across. So if you're not able to get a point across, then what's the point of talking in the first place? Now, one thing that you also need to do is that you need to somehow be able to make sure everything flows smoothly. What I mean by this is that when you're finished talking about one thing, like whenever your brain just feels like you can't really talk about one thing anymore, you have to be able to move on to whatever else you're wanting to talk about. Which means your brain has to work pretty fast because you have to basically analyze one thing, talk about it for a little bit, but while you're doing that, you need to analyze like either what you're doing in the game or remember something in order to be able to talk about that. Because this also, again, has ties back to what I said at the very beginning, I believe, where it's pretty much the sense of keep talking. Try to keep yourself talking as much as possible. And again, that also has ties to doing the research, because if you do research on the game, on the development, on the voice actors and voice actresses, on the music, then you have a lot of stuff in your arsenal to just bring up and talk about. Granted, that's a lot harder to do when it's later on in the Let's Play, because you're more than likely going to try and talk about everything at the beginning, but you also need to somehow be able to manage to spread things out apart enough, which basically relies a little bit on trying to be a little bit less spoilerish, which you would more than likely do for the game anyways. But from the outside looking in, you're really just talking to yourself. But if you're able to get into the mindset that you're trying to basically have a debate with someone 24/7, if you're able to get into the mindset that you're trying to have a conversation with someone, that you're trying to get a point across, then things turn out to be so much better for you. One of the last things that I need to bring up, and it's like one of the most important things out of everything else I've said, remember to be you. Don't try to be anyone else. If you do seem to act like someone else, then that's perfectly fine, because that's also you. You still have your own personal touch on whatever it is that you seem similar to. You're not exactly like this other person, and you're not the complete opposite of another. And being similar to someone else isn't exactly a bad thing either. If you're forcibly trying to copy someone else that doesn't act like you anyways, then that's where the line is drawn, because you're not acting like you're acting like someone else. And it might as well be someone else doing the commentary and all that if it's not your own genuine emotion or effort. All in all, remember to be you. Overall, doing commentary is not easy, especially after all of the things that I've mentioned before. Being able to master or even be good at all the aspects that I've just mentioned, or even just some, they're not the easiest things in the world to do, mainly because it's just out of some people's comfort zone. But that's one thing that a lot of YouTube is really all about, trying to be out of your comfort zone, trying something new. That's basically what I'm trying to tell you if you're trying to do this for the first time. Just try it out. You never know, it could end up working out extremely well. It could do really well, you could have a lot of fun doing it, but you would never know that unless you just went out and tried it. And hopefully my rambling for like the last, 7 minutes or whatever like that, hopefully my rambling has been able to help you into getting maybe any form of ideas, and hopefully I got my message across. But if you guys have any questions about trying to do commentary in general, or anything that I mentioned in the video, make sure you guys tell me in the comments below, because I genuinely want to hear anything that you guys have to say about it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys check out all the gaming content that I have. I'm doing so many Let's Plays right now. I'm at like my 28th, I think. To be honest, I've kind of lost track, but it's whatever. And if you enjoy, don't forget to like and subscribe, especially if you're new. But until next video, take care.